everybody, it's Brian back with the VIP Soundcheck, and I have a very special guest, my good buddy MATT SASSANO with me today. And Matt, thank you so much for joining me.
Hey man, like I said, it's been an awesome time. It's been a while since I've been on the podcast and all that, and you're in the Matrix right now with that
That's
backdrop.
right.
So it's glad to be in the Matrix with you.
That's right. I'm on the train tracks, no fear, as you can see. Just no big deal. So how's everything been, man?
Dude, it's been awesome. Like I said, we just recently got out of Narnia from Chronicles of Narnia. Like we had a severe snowstorm, like I was saying, and that's not typical of Tennessee. And so it was like a post-apocalyptic event for the last 2, 3, 4, 5 days. Literally people that I've known were like trapped at work for multiple days. They couldn't get out, but it gave me a lot of time to songwrite. It gave me a lot of time to kind of just be with family and hang out because they ain't going anywhere. So I get to annoy them.
They're stuck with you. Nice. Yeah, because you guys probably don't have the plows or anything like we do up here in Pennsylvania for the snow.
Yeah, I mean we've got plows, but it's like nobody knows how to drive them, so it's only as good as you know how to use them. So it's like I said, I've seen various pictures online of like just plows flipped over and it's pretty crazy. So it finally melted, and so we're back into like normal life now. Thank God.
Awesome. So yeah, I kind of wanted to. So obviously, we've talked before on a channel that was part of before, but this is your first interview on this channel. I really appreciate it. So I kind of wanted to talk about what you've been through and what you've come from, and how God has brought you through a lot of struggles in life so that you can use that gift that He's given you for other people.
Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, this whole thing with the music is really an autobiographical account of my life. When you look at my songs and you kind of listen to what I do, especially recently, especially like, in Defiance on, it really encapsulates a lot of like what I've gone through. I was raised in a small little cow town upstate New York. Like I said, more cows than people, nothing really going on there. And it was a challenging time because, I was born with a lot of setbacks and disabilities in a small town. I grew up, I have cerebral palsy and I have another disability called dyscalculia. And so throughout life, I kind of struggled in my education, struggled with, just acclimating to life in general throughout school, and kind of always feeling like I was discounted, counted out, all that kind of thing. And I remember around the time that I was 15 years old or so, I was given my first rock and roll tooth and nail compilation CD. And for whatever reason, dude, that just spurred something in me where it was like, this music is what makes me feel understood. This is what makes me feel empowered. And ever since then, it's just been a crazy journey. Moved from from Canisteo to Knoxville in 2014 to pursue my first music project, and then years later just have been doing this consistently. And so like I said, through disabilities and all the things that I've done, music is kind of the only thing that has ever stood true and like made me feel empowered. And so I'm glad to be doing that for other people now through what we're doing.
Nice. And one of the things that I've always respected about you since we met a few years ago, when you're up on stage and when you're just talking to people, you don't come across as, hey, I'm the guy with the disability. You're Matt the rock star. And it's like, I think that's how people are seeing you.
Yeah, man, it's really cool because, like I said, it's given me an outlet to really just shine beyond the disabilities and stuff like that. One of the things that people don't understand is like when you have disabilities, and especially when you're getting into your later teens and your early 20s, I spent a lot of time in kind of isolation. You tend to wonder, like, what is this all going to be worth? Like, you start to question what your future is going to be like because you're like, if I can't drive and I can't do certain things, like, what is my life going to become? Like, who's going to want to marry me, who's going to want to be there for me, you know, all those things just like flash through your mind. And so when I latched on to music, I had this mentality like, I've got to kind of make this work, or there's a strong possibility that I may never like live past the limitations. And so this outlet has given me so much to like be appreciative of, and like to be a voice to people who feel voiceless. And you know, like I said, when you come to a show, it's not like completely obvious that I have disabilities and things like that. But
Right.
you know, it's awesome just to see, you know, how this outlet has kind of just shaped my entire reality now.
Sure. And one of the songs I've always loved, and you talk about, you know, when you were going through school, you had struggles, including bullying. And I love the song "Not My Name." So if you could kind of tell us the backstory of that song for you.
Yeah, man, Not My Name was kind of the first breakout single that really just, I think, reinvented what I was doing. And um, I had gone into studio with Josiah Prince of Disciple that was kind of, you know, with an EP in mind, but I just watched that whole EP kind of change. And Not My Name was, weirdly enough, kind of an afterthought. I had 5 songs that I was going to record, and something just told me, like, I had this strong impression that just told me, like, Matt, you've talked about every single thing that's pertinent in your life, but you've never talked about the one thing that you've been sweeping under the rug, which is your disabilities and things like that. And yeah, up until Not My Name, I was really, you know, hesitant to want to talk about those things. You know, it's something that you don't just walk around talking about all the time. It's something you want to kind of keep hidden. And so Not My Name was kind of an anthem to say that, you know, whatever labels that people put on you because of your disabilities, or even maybe just because you know, are the black sheep of your family, or who, whatever, that no matter what those labels are, that's not your true identity, that there's a person with purpose underneath all those labels. And it takes some time to see that sometimes throughout your life's journey. But I hope that when people hear the song, they're able to kind of resonate with it, because oftentimes with disabilities or being the black sheep, that becomes your identity. It becomes like, you know, you hear like, oh, there's that blind kid, or there's that deaf girl, or there's that, for me, it was the kid who walks with a limp, you know, that was like,
Yeah.
you know, I was always that. And so it was cool, like you said, to have this music just to kind of break me out of that stereotype and stuff. And now I'm sharing it with all sorts of people. But that's kind of the main gist behind that song.
Nice. And then similarly, of course, you had "Dear God," which, I mean, I know we've talked, and you had a really difficult upbringing with your abusive father, and you really opened up in the video with that. I mean, it was hard hitting and tough to watch. And so, what was the why was it important to you to tell that story to everyone?
You know, up until now, it just, I don't know, for whatever reason, there was so much going on in my life in previous music projects that I've done. I had a hard time just like trying to, what is it, uh, bring it all together and tell that story. And so with now, I'm trying to just tell the story in the best articulate way possible. So the video depicts that. And a lot of these things, like I said, are very autobiographical in my own life. And so the video depicts, um, you know, the abusive father thing, and also the fact that I used to write letters to God. So when I was young and I was going through that depression, part of like what helped me recover and just gave me kind of an outlet before I had music and before I really knew where my life was going, it was cool to just sit back and write journals to God, asking him like what my his plan was for my life and why I was going through what I was going through. And so yeah, it's kind of an account of my entire life. The whole music video is hugely just, I co-directed it with Joel Burris, who's a really accomplished video maker. He's worked with Disciple and everything on Executioner, and so he's been throughout the scene. So it was so cool to kind of pitch that idea to Joel and just see him kind of bring my past to life in this present video. And so hopefully people that, you know, um, watch it are resonating with it, man.
Nice. Yeah, and I appreciate that you do that. That you open up your soul pretty much and bare yourself to everyone with that story.
Yeah, it's been awesome. And like I said, like that video was a lot to get through because I don't know if you guys know, if you watch the video, I'm like, it's a dim room, there's smoke all around in it, and they had me on this spinning bed. Now, I was there all day. You're kind of, your eyes get like, watery because it's smoky and stroby in there. And when they were spinning me on this bed, like I was literally like almost going to puke. And I just remember the last take, I rushed home, took some Tylenol, and just like crashed out, never even moved. So like, it's awesome that people are actually watching it because it really like it was a great experience to get to film and direct. But like, there was a few scenes in there where I literally thought I was going to hurl on camera. And so
Like The Exorcist.
Yeah, literally, like it was. They had a camera like angled above me. I'm holding this camera while I'm lip syncing, and I've got 2 or 3 guys spinning me on this revolving bed, and I'm just thinking like I'm gonna puke. Like I really hope they have enough film for this because like this is gonna be in the outtake reel somewhere. And so, like I said, apart from just like being a really meaningful video, it was challenging to make,
Sure.
man. It really was.
See, that's the price that artists pay. So keep that in mind, folks. I do want to give everybody take a time, and I'm going to play some of that video for you guys so you can enjoy that. So here's some of that for you.
I am overwhelmed, yeah, I endure this hell, no. Dear God, I've lost the will to fight, put aside, got no strength to carry on, the plane has failure flashing in my face, looking through the sky, yeah.
Okay, so now I kind of want to talk about, you had mentioned, listening to the hard rock and metal, but I know that you were really into hip hop before that, a big Eminem fan, and I've actually seen you, cover Eminem live. So are you still into hip hop? Do you still like to mix the two genres, or?
Yeah, man, I love all styles of music. Like I said, I think a lot of the why I write lyrics the way I write them is because I was such a like I was such a diverse music person growing up. Like I go to church, listen to some worship music. I was the only kid that had like Casting Crowns on track 1 and Eminem on track 20.
Little
And
different,
so, like,
little different.
yeah, and then you'd mix it up with some, Reliant K and then some Seven Dust and, all that. So then when your dad walked in the room and he was mad, you'd put it on the Casting Crowns track. And when he left, you'd put it on, Seven Dust or Eminem. So that was kind of like, I really love the diversity of all sorts of different music. And I think that just somewhere seeped in. And when I was a kid, like I said, I wanted to be Eminem. Like I was the biggest fan before. And he was really to credit for like why I started writing lyrics. Like I literally, before the Christian Music Awards, I used to write raps on the school bus and see how badly I could make the bus driver mad, try to pull over. And so like I would literally like try to freestyle everything on the bus and hurl insults at the bus driver until they turned around. And like that's how I got my my love for music started. And obviously it's matured over time, but like my my love for music just really started writing like all sorts of different stuff and being like this um consumer of all different genres, all different types. And so, yeah, man, the Eminem cover still stays in the set most of the time.
Nice. You do a fantastic job. It's always fun. So, but I want to talk about some of your newer music, and you've been killing it lately, man. So, Fuel, you were telling me that's your third straight one that's hit #1 in a Christian rock. Is that true?
Yeah, man, it's just amazing to see that kind of happen. Like it's weird. Not My Name was the first #1. Dear God followed it up, and I was really going into it like, I wonder how this song will do. Like, because I'm my own worst competitor. Like, if you knew, like, I said this on social media, if you knew, like, the reason why these #1s mean so much is because every time I write a new song, I'm literally like nervous and paranoid, and I'm like, did I lose my talent? Like, is this good enough? Like, I'm calling up friends, like the process is always kind of crazy. So to see that third number one after you're kind of like, I hope this is like good enough and up to standard is just amazing to kind of see that. And like I said, we're 2 straight weeks now, and so we'll see if we can go for a third, man. That's awesome.
That's all. Congratulations, man. You definitely deserve it. It's a fantastic song. And like before, I want to kind of give the fans a little bit of a taste of Fuel for you. So we're going to go ahead and play some of that now for you guys.
Thanks for all the dirt you threw on my name. Your pie, I would rise out of the fire. You had a plan, I'm defying gravity. But you should have known when you burned. It's to drag me down, but now I'm breaking through the clouds. You hold it high and thanks for all the dirt you threw on my name. Your pie.
Okay, so again, that was another hard-hitting one. Absolutely loved it. And, you had talked about, and I think it's important for you to keep that drive and that, hey, am I good enough? Am I, I think when we become complacent and it's like, I'm good, I've arrived. I've heard a number of artists say the best thing to do is never say that you've arrived. I just saw that with Brent Smith from Shinedown said that. So I think that's healthy to kind of keep that in mind.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm like, this is what I have, you know what I mean? And so like I said, I don't have like I have, hobbies and whatnot, but like this is kind of my thing, and so I'm one of those things that I'm one of those people that just wants to pour the best lyrically specifically into every single project. And approaching Fuel was kind of the same way. It's like, how do I kind of tell the story again in a little bit of a different way? And so as you've heard, it was all about that. It's like my thank you letter to all those people that kind of kicked me while I was down and all these things, and so I had to make it good. And so hopefully it was. And I'm just so glad for all the different podcasts like yourself and Christian radio that's picked it up, even some mainstream radio that's really like resonated with the song. We're picking up new listeners all the time.
Nice. And it is fantastic. As you guys saw a little bit, now go down below and click on link, see the whole video. You are not going to regret it at all, without a doubt. Not only has it been #1 for, I think, 2 weeks or 3 weeks in a row, but you are actually a Grizzly Award winner. So how did that feel?
It was crazy. Like I said, I come into this just as much a music, participant now as I am a fan. Like I remember back in the day, like when I was living in Canisteo, New York, and nothing to do. I'd walk around my small town and there was really nothing. So I'd have my headphones blaring and there'd be Disciple and Seventh Day Slumber. I was like, 17, 16. And so to think that a kid from a small town that everybody kind of discounted, I was kind of the least likely to do anything significant, to be nominated as fan choice among so many amazing bands that I looked up to and that kind of paved my way to be here is just insane. Because like I said, more cows than people, there's nothing there. And so like to think that I'd be like, oh yeah, you're gonna go on tour, you're gonna do all these things. It's like I would have never believed. I would have laughed.
Isn't it amazing how God does that? I mean, look back through Moses, David. That's what he does. He likes to prove that he is God and can do that.
Yeah, because there's like literally no conceivable way. Like I'm the guy that they were like, he's never going to graduate high school. He's never going to do this, and it's just like Grizzly Award fan choice was just one of those things where it's like I'm standing beside all these people that I really look up to and really, influenced me throughout life. And so that was one of the biggest things. I think I got my Grizzly Award around here somewhere.
Now you're one of them.
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
Awesome. And we were talking, so you've got a new song coming soon. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, man. So this is gonna be a little bit of a different take on things. I mean, a little bit telling a little bit of the same story, like I said, in a different way. And so the song comes out February 23rd, and I haven't broke this on too many podcasts, but it's a song called Happy Family, and it's another one that we produced with Josiah Prince. And it's all about you were talking about how I grew up with a lot of domestic abuse and stuff like that. And it's all about the pressure that somebody feels sometimes when they're in an abusive situation to fake a smile and to kind of put on a big show that kind of isn't in line with the true reality of things going on. And so the whole storyline is about, smiling when you no longer feel like smiling, and kind of walking around as kind of unpaid actor in your own life. And even more so than just telling my own story, I really hope with this particular song that people that might be going through abuse and going through things like this will finally come forward with what's going on in their own lives. Because I know
Sure.
from experience that sometimes it's just so hard to like get the courage to do it, or maybe you've been desensitized to it. Like for me, it took me years and years to even reason what the abuse was, because there'd be good times in between and laughs, and then I go revert back to bad habits and bad lifestyle. And so hopefully today, like, as the song releases, people will come forward and just reason with what happened.
Nice. That's beautiful. I can't wait to hear it. And of course, we'll let you guys know when it comes out. So we'll share it and everybody can hear it for themselves. So it's exciting that that's coming.
Yeah, man, just super, super pumped. I just got the artwork back from Josh from the protest, and so
Okay.
it's got some cool vibes. I can't wait to release the artwork and everything associated with the song. And who knows? Maybe another number one. I don't know, but
We're going for 4 P.
We'll see, man.
Why not? Let's do it. That's awesome. Congratulations. So are you looking to start a new tour coming up? I know that you've been touring recently with the Seventh Day Slumber and some others. So what's on the horizon for some live shows?
Yeah, man. So like we are currently kind of a featured artist with a nonprofit called Full Armor. And so right now we're working with them to try to get funds to do all sorts of different outreaches, from reaching the homeless to more prison outreach and stuff like that. But right now I've found that it's one of those seasons where a lot of the behind the scenes work has to be done before we can get out on the road. But I'm not doubting that in 2024 we'll definitely be traveling. But this is definitely one of those seasons where it's like a lot of groundwork has to be placed to do it on a different level. And I'd also like to, when I get back out on the road, eventually, I would love to add a guitar player and a drummer to the lineup as
Sure.
well. Not necessarily like concrete like music, not like full capacity members, but like I would love to get like this guy from this band and this guy from this band and take them on a tour, and then this guy from this other band and take them on a tour. So really just gathering the best of the best, putting together a band and a whole new show.
Nice. That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
and so we were talking before we started here, and I showed you my first ink that I got, my tattoo on my arm here. And
dude, it's awesome.
Thank you. So I got this with my brother. We got the same one, and I always wanted, if I got a tattoo, I wanted to glorify the Lord, and it meant something really special for me to have the cross, and then for my brother and I to get the same thing. And then I wanted to ask you, you said that you started getting them right at 18, and I wanted to ask you about the significance of your tattoos.
All right, I can sum that up in like one word. I can sum it up in a few words. Absolutely nothing. So like when I was 18, like I was just overzealous to get like my first tattoos, and like I didn't really put the forethought into it, so I've got in the middle of my arm, I love MXPX. They were like one of the first bands also to get me into music, so I've got this MXPX guy in the middle here, if you can see that. But like other than that, I just basically went to the tattoo artist and just was like, yeah, just put whatever you want, like just do whatever you want. And they're like throwing stuff in. I was like, I got a magic 8-ball and some evil clown faces and a dice with like a moon with smiling at me. It's like, what should I even do? Like I imagine now, like looking back, ink master at the show would be completely ashamed of my arm. They probably want to amputate it.
Like there's no saving this.
You know, and so hopefully one of these days I can get that covered. And like I said, in my small town in Canisteo, there was one tattoo shop that had a monopoly on an entire area. And so they just like completely overprice it. And so I've never gotten any of my tattoos colored. I started when I was 18, and I am now, you know, an old man, and I look like a human coloring book with just uncolored. And so, yeah, it was a crazy time. So hopefully one of these times I can get that thing covered up or something, because yeah, it's just a literal mess, dude. You're lucky that you like got it in your older age.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, guys, what you need to do is go download Matt's song so he can have some money to go get them finished and colored in. That's the key.
Yeah, man, it's bad. Like, and I think what I want to do is like somehow cover this thing up, like, and put like tiger stripes or something cool in it, because like my nickname Tiger Claw, something significant.
There you go.
You know, that at least kind of like coincides with something. But I don't know if it's possible or if that's just like too far gone. But kids, you know, don't do it.
Take your time
when you're, you know, take your time looking at, you know, at least what you want.
Exactly. Nice. Well, Matt, as always, man, it's really been a blessing talking with you. I love you, brother. I'm very proud of you and happy for you. Is there anything that you'd like to say to fans before we wrap this up?
Hey, man. Well, again, thank you so much for having me on. And yeah, man, I'm just really excited for what's to come in 2024, and stoked for everything. Keep on the lookout for Happy Family. And yeah, jam that thing. Let's drive that up maybe to another #1. Let's cross our fingers on that. And you guys are awesome. You guys all matter. No matter what life brings, man, I just want you guys to know that, you know, we're here for you. We love you, and we care about you guys. So thank you.
Absolutely. You said February 23rd is the release date for Happy Family?
Yeah, February 23rd, man. It's going to be awesome.
Nice. So be sure to pre-save, because that'll help get it into Spotify and everywhere. We'll get it going for them. So
thank you.
Again, brother, thank you so much. As always, it's a pleasure. Can't wait to see you again. You planning on being in Indiana again this year?
I'm going to try. Last year I was really sick, so this time I'm going to stock up on my vitamin C, make sure that everything's good, and I should be there, man. Let's do it.
Nice. Nice. That's Kingdom Come Festival. If you guys have never been, it's an incredible Christian music festival in Indiana. You got to check it out. But,
absolutely, man.
Well, thanks again, man. As always, it's been a pleasure. And I want to thank all of you for joining us. I love you all. God bless, and rock on.